Well, hey folks, Species 7 here, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me today on the Maypole Farm. Indeed, Farm Sim 22. And back to the grass cutting. After our brief interlude yesterday with feeding animals and moving stuff around. Hope everybody's doing well. It is a Thursday morning today. Indeed. And it is the last day of the Steam sale, so if there was anything you were looking at that you were thinking about, well, grab it now or pay more later. Indeed. I grabbed one game for the sale, and yeah, it was on really cheap. I'd always wanted to try it. I don't know that I'll feature it on the channel, but yeah. Was under $10. So I thought I could afford to skip a meal and pick it up. But, alright. We are going to grab the tractor here in a second. I don't think, no, we're not going to make the end of the row, are we? No. Very close, but no cigar. So, there we go. And let's unhook it. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely come up here and put some lime and some fertilizer down. And in that order, that'll be the easiest for us to get a visual on what's going on. Man, where is this tractor? Oh, well, there you go. Was the very next one. Not that it gauges things from what you're currently in. It runs the pattern no matter what, but there you go. So, big shout out to City Farmer. Really liking your Farm Sim series, bud. I do watch it every day. Sorry I don't leave comments too often, but most of the time when I watch it, it's right after I get back from my morning walk, where I'm basically pretty much dysfunctional for an hour or so. But I watch it on the TV, and they don't allow comments, just because I'm too sore to actually do anything other than clomp into my lazy boy recliner and go, ow. But there is a link to City's channel in the description down below. If you want to check out some really good farm sim play. Oh yeah, I forgot. This trailer is just freaking horrible on this tractor. Oh, for bloody... Come on. To drive halfway around the planet just to turn around. That big chunk that sticks out in the front causes issues for me. Because I ain't that smart. Yes, indeed. What am I? Oh, I see. Figure with all them holes in it, it would just, grass would just push right through. But apparently it doesn't, so we're good. Another 50,000 liters. There we go, we'll go in through the tail entrance here. Good morning, ladies. Okay. I don't know. I actually watched Sooty's last upload yesterday evening. I was schedule for things was a bit off, so I had a bit of time to kill. But so I was trying to watch some videos of newer games this morning. You know, stuff I just thought, well, let's have a look at this and see if we're interested in it. And I don't know if it was just luck of the draw, although I have been seeing it more and more lately, or if that's just the thing to do now. But all four of them, I swear, were purposely kind of padding the length of the video. You know what I mean? Like doing as little as possible, but filling as much time. You know, reading off every single item in a crafting menu, even though they were things that you wouldn't be able to craft for many, 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 many episodes. You know, or literally standing in one spot for the first 8 minutes of a 30-minute video, explaining what you expected out of the game, how you thought things should work, you know, or what you thought the dev should do to make the game properly. You know, and in the meantime, doing nothing. And then the last channel was someone that I've been subscribed to for years, but I've watched like the last 10 videos they've put up, and they generally play crafting survival games, which is cool. I like that genre, you know. I haven't done a lot of it lately just because there's really been not much refreshing, shall we say, in that genre. You know, it seems like lately just about everything that's been released has just simply been, you know, dare I use the overused expression, an asset flip, but it does seem to be the case with as little effort into the actual game as possible. But yeah, I actually unsubscribed from them this morning because I found that they were sort of doing the same thing, but on a different scale. It's hard to tell when everything's blue what we're on. You know? That's not what I want. That's the guy. Yeah, this is a really cool mod, having this be able to tow its own trailer and such. The only problem with it is this vehicle doesn't work that well that way. You know? So yeah. Ooh, I need to okay, I can't. I'm gonna have to run another headland on this end, because I can't actually even fit the row. But I noticed that they were doing the exact same thing in every single video, and that was gathering. You know? Now, granted, in those games, you sort of have to do that, you know, but you don't have to do a 35-minute episode of it, just that, you know, especially when there's obvious POIs and other things that forward the gameplay considerably and are sort of your next logical steps. But no, ignore them completely and keep gathering sticks and stones and fiber and all of those things till the end of the video. And like I said, for the last probably 10 games that they've looked at, and they are all basically the same game over and over when you look at them. Like I said, the survival genre is just done to death now. But yeah. So another one this morning, and same thing, brand new game. Basically another big asset flip. But yeah, that was it. Just do a bunch of gathering and call it a day. So yeah, I finally got a little fed up with the absolute sheer laziness of the entire idea and unsubscribed. And I went back and looked, and none of those particular series that spent the entire episode doing just that, did they ever go back and do a second episode. So, I mean, that's sort of the ultimate padding your video, you know? But, anyway, enough of my whinging and whining for the day. We have a lot of work to do here. Yeah, we're good. Down you go. It takes so long, I sometimes wonder if it's actually worked. I mean, I do sometimes start a video if I think something needs a little bit of explaining or some sort of a forward or whatever, but, you know, and a lot of people do, and sometimes that's sort of what you have to do for your video. You just jump into the middle of something and anybody that's watching it is going to go, well, I don't know what the hell's going on. They're going to watch something else. But, I don't know, I always thought the idea was to keep that sort of thing as brief and informative as possible. But apparently, the big rage now. And I've noticed it's mostly people that have got pretty decent numbers of views. So I can't help but think that's what they ride on, is knowing that even if they do put up a video that's a third crap, they've still got that audience that's going to give it the views. Even if they only watch half of that first part, it still counts as a view. Oh, we are full. Okay. Woohoo. There we go, that should do. Let's see that a game that I featured, did quite a few episodes on, because it's kind of right up our alley. Hasn't been released, but they certainly handed out a lot of keys, and unfortunately, come release day, which is still 3 days away, it's not going to be worth doing videos on, because it's been done to death by that point. It's Tectonica. And in all honesty, I'm kind of glad that I got to see everybody else playing it. Because there was a bunch of things about that particular game that I thought, well, this is a bit lazy. You know, or this could really use improvement to be an enjoyable gameplay. And looks like it's pretty much not that changed from the demo that we did long ago, and the playtest that I did for them, and quite a bunch of other things. Like, I put a lot of content out on that game. A lot of content. Did a lot of bug reporting and all that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know that it's one I'll bother to pick up. Because it does look like the stuff that was kind of, not funnish, is still pretty much the same way. I wish they would get around to getting Foundation out on Steam. I'm a little worried that that game might have just been abandoned by the developers. You know, it's one that it picked up on whatchamacallit there. I can't remember the name of the site. It's unreleased, unfinished sort of things. itch.io. And geez, must be 2 years ago now at least that I picked that up. There hasn't been an update. It still says they're going to release it on Steam very soon. It's listed on the Steam page as, you know, to be announced. But, yeah. Beyond that, I'm seeing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Which is too bad, because I think that's got everything going for it that Tectonica does, and far, far more. It doesn't have the fancy glow-in-the-dark flowers, but other than force you to have the rest of the game quite dark, which Tectonica is, so that it shows off that feature, it doesn't really seem to do a lot for it. So, but yeah, I'd really like to see Foundation finally get onto Steam Early Access and get some development done. You know, I mean, as far as I know, they've been working on developing every single day. But even to people that bought their game over on itch, haven't seen, like I said, an update in forever. So, and it seems so close to being a releasable game. You know? I mean, other than some, you know, made-up end game, which is what most of them do. You know, here's your goal. Build a ship and get off the planet. You don't go anywhere, you know, but hey, you ain't here, so that counts. Alright, I'm going to put another headland down on this side. I'm not sure if it's a help or a hindrance, sorry, in this instance that the trailer also turns. Because the geometry between this vehicle and that trailer are just not good. Not good. So, can I possibly... No. No, sorry. God, those hedges are a pain in the butt. Yeah, I haven't picked out our next map yet, but for all you British map fans, I got a feeling I'm going to be disappointing you. Drop your wings. There you go. We're not going to get far up here, that's for sure. I'll try and watch the thing this time so I don't drive an extra half a mile of just leaving a furrow. That's just wrong, isn't it? furrow is actually an indentation. So, kind of the opposite of a mound. And it's definitely mounds I'm leaving. Because, you know, sometimes you feel like a nut. And sometimes you don't. So, let's leave you there. And let's go grab this. Hey. Oh, I can actually see it. That's the first time. That is the first time. Wow. Alright. It's a bit rough up on that upper bit there, eh? Going all bouncy. Speaking of random things on YouTube, I'm sure everybody but me has already seen it, but for some reason they decided to recommend a video that's quite a ways out of what I normally watch, but I'm glad they did. And it was that song "We Didn't Start the Fire," but it was done by the cast of Marvel's Endgame, and instead of the historical stuff that's in that song, it was all about Marvel characters. Freaking hilarious, actually. Really well done. I was pleasantly entertained for however long the thing goes on. But yeah, first time I'd ever seen it. I thought it was funny as heck and quite entertaining. Quite entertaining. I have to get this other trailer home. At some point. Well, we got a lot of this left to do, eh? Oh, facing the other way. No wonder that didn't seem right. Okay. Oh, sirens outside. There we go. Oh, another warm and sunny summer day in the forecast here on the Sunshine Coast, unfortunately. And I say that because, boy oh boy, we could really use some rain. We could indeed. Yeah, speaking of Tectonica, if you want to play a really good factory game, it's had, well, maybe not as many fancy gizmos, but certainly 10 times the passion put into it. I'm featuring a series right now called Ebo Space. And actually I see Old Man 102, a great friend of the channel and a heck of a good YouTuber, is also got a series running, although I didn't see anything posted today. But yeah, really interesting factory game. You know, There's no zombies. There's no, meteorite strikes or any of the other myriad disasters that it seems factory games seem to think they need to include to make them interesting. But just the pure logistics of it, not to mention it has the most gorgeous models you will ever see in a factory game. Like, these are not assets you will find in any other game. The trees might be, the grass might be. I don't know where that sort of stuff is generated or comes from, but I will guarantee you, the bits and bobs that make up your factories, yeah, they are the most unique and original looking pieces of kit you're going to run across in a factory game. And they are gorgeous. Oops. I stepped out of the vehicle. Now I have to start from scratch. And there you go. Never leave the boat. Dang. I hate that you can't actually see anything, I don't really know where we are. Pretty sure it's got to be up this way this time. Wow, more sirens. What's going on out there today? That was weird when I went out for my walk this morning. As soon as I stepped out of the apartment, I could hear a diesel engine running somewhere. And get down to the end of our little road there that leads to my apartment block in the middle of nowhere. And parked right in the middle of the lane and middle of the street is one of the usual 20-foot long 4-door pickup trucks that everybody seems to need to own in this town. Just sitting there in the road, idling. 2 people in it, but yeah, just sitting there. Don't know what they were doing. Because just as I got there, they disappeared. Well, it didn't disappear. They put it in gear and drove on up the road. That was just kind of strange. Man, this thing just doesn't hold enough. You should get the cheaty one that holds 200,000 liters. But then what the heck is going to tow it down to the silo? It ain't going to be me in this thing, I'll tell you. Here, let's try going the opposite way this time, just to, break up the structure. Got a couple of flats of eggs there. Oh, this one's not quite ready. What do we got? Just 2 flats? Yeah, okay. I'm not going to worry about them then. At all. You ladies are in just about the same position, aren't you? Yeah. You got lots of food. You got lots of food. Okay. On with the project of the day. Story on this thing. It may have an upper limit. I might have to start thinking about actually emptying it. Yeah, there's 746,000 liters in there. I mean, I think we can squeeze another 300,000 in. It hasn't topped topped out yet. It's probably going to top out $1 million. Watching a rerun of an old Top Gear video last night. It's the one where they toured through Australia. But they've just arrived at a farm, and get this, that is 3.2 million acres. Yeah, 3.2 million acres. I mean, good Lord. You know, that's half the size of the country they came from to get there. You know, that's huge. I mean, good. It's an incomprehensible area of land. And I watch that show not because I'm by any means a gearhead. I mean, I like cars, but, you know, they're certainly not the end-all and be-all of my thought processes. Boy, that's a noisy toy. But, no, actually, it's the interaction between the presenters, if you will. I find them quite amusing. And quite real. Like, even the stuff that you know is staged looks pretty good. You know, they do a good job of it. But, yeah, I just, you know, 3.2 million acres. My God. And they had 64,000 head of cattle. 64,000. I mean, it's like not even a real number. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff, to say the least. Yeah, this is just horrible. It just can't be done. Even with two full... Look, I mean, look at how much room I've got. But yeah, you can't. The turning radius on this thing is just wrong. So... I'll have to... come on. Thank you. Alright, let's go. God, takes it longer to turn around at the end of the row than it does to do the entire row. 60. The only thing they didn't really mention, and now that I think about those numbers, is how many people the farm employs. You know, like how many people does it take to look after 64,000 cows that have the free run of millions, literally millions of acres. I'll tell you, I can't imagine. I mean, I'm sure in real life there's no way one person could be running a farm the size of the one we've got here in game. You know? But yeah, I watched the entire thing, but the whole time they were on the farm part of it, yeah, it was not something they ever brought to light as to how many people actually work there. You don't actually end up seeing anybody else, really, other than when they first arrive, someone welcomes them to the farm. Okay, don't get out this time. There you go. So I will try at least to get the rest of this mowing done between episodes so that we don't have to spend 10 episodes doing it. I mean, I've got it down to, I think, what's probably the quickest way to do it. You know, using the gear that we're using. But it's still gonna take a long time. And how big is this field? Does it tell me? Is there any way to find out? Where are we here? We're down the side somewhere. Ah, here it is. Oh. I guess it still divides it, doesn't it? Yeah. 5.8 hectares. 4, so that's 9, 10 hectares. So this huge thing we're doing is less than 15 hectares in total size. Wow. How many acres in a hectare? No idea. I don't know what the conversion is. I used to know all that crap, but yeah. I've been out of school longer than most people have ever been in school, so... That trailer's in such a good place. Nicely done, whoever parked it there. Species, you idiot. Alright, another 45,000 liters. Biggies. I get a kick out of the models they used. Wagging the little tail, shifting their weight from foot to foot, and just generally snorfing around like a pig, eh? Ooh. Getting your exercise in? That's a good piggy. There you go. Run, piggy, run. Run, piggy, run. Look at that. They were so impressed with your speed, they fainted. Way to go, piggo. Way to go. Okay. Let us end this episode by making a little bit of money. We'll go sell off the trailer full. And try and get a bit of a run at the hill. There we go. 47, 46, 43, 40, 30. Uh-oh. Not bad. 27 was the lowest we dropped. Okay, that guy's doing nothing. I guess we need to run a load down there. Oh, I haven't checked to see if we've made butter. Ooh. Well, that's something we'll have a look at next time round. So before I simply head to the flippin' cell, let's see about topping up the girls. Oh, that's just silage though, it's not TMR. Never mind. My bad, ladies. There's no point giving you that. Well, I mean there is, and you'd certainly eat it, but... we would like to get our top performance if we could. So, in you get. Make me the money. Very nice. A quick 17K. Panic all the sheep. And with that, my friends, I think I shall call the episode. I know yesterday's episode was a little short, and I do apologize. It's one of those things where it felt like it was a lot longer than it was. Okay. I moved the doghouse because this was all buried in the grass. This is where it was, and you couldn't actually see the dish or the ball. So, and I like the name of this dog better. I think Zach's a suitable name for the dog that we got. It'd be nice if they'd offer a few different breeds and you could sort of bounce between them till you found one you liked. Not to say I don't like Zach. I think he's a pretty cool dog. Don't know where the heck he's gone. Yeah, doggo, doggo, doggo. Come on, buddy. There you are. Oh, look at that. You're so anxious, are you? That's a good boy. That's a good boy. There you go. Okay. Good doggo. What a good doggo. Yes, you are. That's a good boy. Yeah. Alright. Anyway, folks, I'm going to call it there. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, remember to hit that like button. Until next time, take care of each other. And ciao for now.